No one. We all wait. Well, another Game of Thrones. Lips are tinky. Movie drum line right there.
President McRobbie, Chancellor Wallace, the candidates are assembled. We may now proceed with these commencement ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Freedom Hall at the Kentucky Exposition Center. I ask all who are able to please stand for the posting of the colors by the New Albany High School Navy Junior ROTC and for the singing of the national anthem led by Jareth Gaddis, a member of the class of 2020 who is majoring in music education at IU Southeast. After the national anthem, please remain standing for an invocation by the Reverend Albert Cole, pastor of the New Progressive Baptist Church of Jeffersonville, Indiana. Now please, all who are able, please stand.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare
Let us pray. Dear wise and loving Father, first let me say this evening, on behalf of all who have come and gathered here today for this commencement celebration, thank you. We come before you today to give you honor and praise, because you are the source of all that is good, and you are the source of all of our blessings, and you have blessed us today by waking us up, getting us to a start, helping each graduate to see that they gonna lean on you and say thank you for where you have brought them to right now. I know they will say, like I can say, I'm so satisfied with the way that you cared for me and for them, and how you made a way when there seemed to be no hope for me. But look at me now. I said thank you. We put in our hands in yours, and we walk on into the future, knowing that it will be a good future because of you, and you are in it. Direct us, O Lord, in all our doings with your most gracious favor, and further us with your continuous help, because we still gonna need your help right now. We are so reluctant to have faith in you, who knows all about us. You have promised to be with us always, and therefore we say thank you for walking beside us through this journey to this point in time. You've been with us every step, and at this time and hour, we praying for all of the administrative officials of IUS, the faculty of IUS, the staff of IUS, all the students and parents. And oh Lord, we don't want to leave out the grandparents who also have made sacrifice to see the individuals here. You are an awesome God. You've been a provider and protector for us. Please give us an assurance of what would please you and what would benefit those who live and work in and around our beloved community of IUS. It is in your blessed name I pray. Amen, amen.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the class of 2018, this evening we celebrate the 189th annual commencement of Indiana University and the 50th commencement exercises for Indiana University Southeast. Starting last Friday and continuing all this week until Saturday, Indiana University will be graduating a record over 21,000 students around the state of Indiana, including 961 right here at IU Southeast. I'm especially pleased to welcome the parents, the wives, the husbands, the partners, relatives, and friends who have helped to make possible this day of achievement for all of our candidates. We share their pride in this celebration of accomplishment as we assemble to recognize the students whose hard work has earned them a degree. Today's ceremony will be but brief compared with the years of diligent effort that each candidate has invested in his or her own education. Therefore, we ask our guests to honor all of our graduates by remaining until the ceremony is concluded. Indiana University is proud of its long and distinguished history. As a public university, we are deeply grateful for the support that we receive from the people of Indiana, and we are proud of our university's service to our state, our country, and the world for nearly 200 years. Seated behind me are officers of the university and members of the Board of Advisors for this campus and other special guests. We are pleased that they have joined us for this occasion, and you'll find all their names listed in your program booklets. And I'm particularly pleased to introduce a member of the Board of Trustees of Indiana University. With us tonight is Philip N. Eskew Jr. of Bloomington, and Trustee Eskew will be attending all 9 Indiana University commencements this week and a number of other special commencement ceremonies as well. Please join me in welcoming Trustee Eskew. Also with us today are senior members of the administration of Indiana University, whom I ask to stand, and again, please hold your applause until all are standing. Joining us are John S. Applegate, Executive Vice President for University Academic Affairs, Fred H. Cate, Vice President for Research, Thomas A. Morrison, Vice President for Capital Planning and Facilities, and David Zarrett, Vice President for International Affairs. Please join me in welcoming our Vice Presidents. Now it is my pleasure to invite to the podium Ray Wallace, Chancellor of Indiana University Southeast Campus.
Thank you, President McRobbie. I join with you in extending a warm welcome to our honored guests, to the many friends of IU Southeast who have come for this important occasion, and especially to the members of the graduating class. I would like to take a moment and recognize the leadership on the IU Southeast campus. Could the Vice Chancellors please stand? At this time, let us recognize the members of Indiana University Southeast's Board of Advisors. The board is composed of individuals who help to make the university an important and integral part of this region and this community. Would the advisors please stand? There is another important and crucial group of individuals that I ask you to salute. The faculty members of Indiana University Southeast. Their outstanding scholarship, dedication to teaching, and commitment to their students had made this commencement possible. They have inspired our graduates in ways that will last a lifetime. Will the faculty please stand for our recognition? That was terrible. Let's do that again. Will the faculty of IU Southeast please stand for everyone's recognition? Thank you. I would also, they say that was much better. You're doing much better already. I would also like to recognize the members of IU Southeast's outstanding staff who are here with us today. These tireless individuals make it possible for our students to succeed. Would you give them a rousing round of applause also? Thank you. And finally, I ask our graduates to look around at your families and your friends. Their support and encouragement has been invaluable. All of us rely in countless ways on those who are near and dear to us. We depend on their helping hands and their faith that we will succeed. So graduates, please stand. Graduates, please stand. And give a big round of applause to your families and friends. Thank you. You may be seated. Yeah. And now President McRobbie will recognize our honorary degree recipient. President McRobbie.
Thank you very much, Chancellor Wallace. A splendid tradition that any IU commencement ceremony is the awarding of an honorary degree, the highest academic accolade that Indiana University can bestow. Today we honour an outstanding individual, Robert W. Lanham. You'll find a brief biography of Mr. Lanham in your program booklets. I ask Chancellor Wallace to escort Mr. Lanham and Professor Joe Wirt, the Campus Grand Marshal and University Platform Marshal Sarah Mostis will assist in hooding the candidate.
Mr. President, Robert Lanham is an attorney with the Stites and Harbison law firm. He was rated as an Indiana super lawyer for 8 years in a row, and he represents numerous prominent clients. Recognition of his legal acumen and dedication is perhaps best exemplified by his induction into the American College of Trust and Estate Counsel, one of the highest honors that a lawyer with his specialty can receive. A proud graduate of Indiana University, Mr. Lanham served on the board of directors of the Indiana University Foundation from 1997 to 2014, and he maintains recognition as an honorary member of that board. Mr. Lanham is a founding member and board chair of the Paul Ogle Foundation in Jeffersonville. His work with that foundation supports local causes, and it has committed more than $70 million to nonprofit organizations and educational institutions in this region. In his work with the Ogle Foundation, it is difficult to think of any important community project over the past 25 years where Mr. Lanham has not played a role. The Paul Ogle Foundation has provided scholarships to local students, brick and mortar facilities to nonprofits, and grants to other qualified nonprofits in 5 southern Indiana counties, Jefferson County, Kentucky, and other locations. Independently and through the Ogle Foundation, Mr. Lanham has contributed to IU Southeast's extensive growth. He has made many possible improvements for the campus, including numerous scholarships such as the prestigious Paul Ogle Scholarship. The Ogle Foundation has also contributed to the expansion of the IU Southeast Library, funding for other student areas, and the construction of the Paul Ogle Cultural and Community Center. The Ogle Center, as we know, has transformed life on campus and in the surrounding communities. Local students from preschool through college and the entire community of all ages attend performances, classes, and cultural events at the Ogle Center. The philanthropic ties that Mr. Lanham has forged throughout southern Indiana mark him as a figure of extraordinary importance in the history of IU Southeast and the state. Thus, for his many contributions to improving the quality of life in the region and the educational opportunities on this campus, it is entirely appropriate that Indiana University recognize Robert W. Lanham with an honorary Doctor of Humane Letters degree.
Robert W. Lanham, Indiana University salutes you. Your distinguished record of achievement and your generosity of spirit have set an inspiring example for all to follow. And so, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of Indiana University, I am proud and privileged to confer on you with honor the degree Doctor of Humane Letters with all attendant rights and privileges. Congratulations. Mr. Lanham is joined tonight by his wife and a number of other guests. So maybe you could join me once again in greeting them and congratulating Mr. Lanham once again. And now I ask Chancellor Wallace to introduce the induction of the class of 2018 into the Indiana University Alumni Association.
A traditional feature of commencement is the induction of the graduating class into the IU Alumni Association. As students, you have been members of a very close family at Indiana University Southeast. As graduates, you become part of something much bigger, a network of friends and colleagues with whom you have much in common. And so I invite the representatives of Indiana University to induct the graduating class into the Alumni Association of Indiana University. Trustee Philip N. Eskew Jr. will represent the university. Josh Kornberg, President of the Indiana University Southeast Alumni Board of Directors, will represent the alumni. And Haley Celeste Love, who is graduating today with a Bachelor of Science in Nursing with minors in communication. Haley, I think you've got friends there. So I'll do it again. Haley Celeste Love, who is graduating today with a Bachelor of Science in Nursing with minors in Communication and Psychology, will represent the class of 2018. Will the members of Indiana University graduating class please stand?
Trustee Eskew, inscribed upon this scroll are the names of every member of the graduating class of 2018. I request that each name be formally added to the list of alumni of Indiana University. We look forward to joining IU's extended family and ask the alumni to direct our service toward the university in the future.
Thank you, Haley. Josh, the trustees of Indiana University are proud to present these graduates for admission into the Indiana University Alumni Association. They join approximately 700,000 IU graduates who reside in all 50 states and in more than 150 countries around the world, and they constitute the third largest university alumni body in the United States. Now, at this time, I'd like for any IU alumni in the audience to please stand. If you have a degree from Indiana University and you're in the audience, I want you to stand up. "2018 graduates, please look around you. Today you are joining IU's global network of over 700,000 alumni. We know that those graduating here will continue to enhance the worldwide reputation of IU and bring distinction and honor to our alma mater. Alumni, you can be seated, and the 2018 graduates, please remain standing.
Trustee Eskew, we accept and welcome the members of the graduating class of 2018 into the Indiana University Alumni Association. Class of 2018, as Indiana University's newest alumni, I hope that you take pride in both your academic accomplishments and the standards that you have set for your peers. As you experience continued professional and personal growth, I'm confident that you will uphold IU's tradition of excellence. Alumni are the lifeblood of all great universities, and I encourage you to continue to support your alma mater and your alumni association with any means possible. Congratulations again on your achievements, and welcome to the family. Thank you.
To the class of 2018, I offer congratulations on your induction into the Indiana University Alumni Association. Congratulations. Please be seated. Now we continue another tradition, the presentation of the annual Indiana University Southeast Distinguished Alumni Award. This award, which was established in 1998 by the IU Southeast Alumni Association, recognizes individuals who have distinguished themselves through personal and professional accomplishments, through community service, and/or involvement with Indiana University. I invite Mr. Kornberg to escort our recipient to the podium.
Chancellor Wallace, I am pleased and honored to introduce this year's recipient of the IU Southeast Distinguished Alumni Award, Mr. Jerry Roby. Jerry is a proud graduate of IU Southeast, having earned a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science in 1985. During his academic career, he received numerous accolades, such as IU Southeast Outstanding Student, Outstanding Political Science Student, and Outstanding Young Man of America. He was a Chancellor's List and Dean's List achiever, graduating with distinction and a 3.51 GPA. You may not find it surprising that Jerry played forward on the Grenadier men's basketball team under Coach Jim Morris from 1981 to 1985. Jerry was IU Southeast's first student athlete to receive national honor as the NAIA Academic All-American in 1984. He also made the All-District second team in 1983-84. He is a member of the 1,000 Point Club at 1,101 points and the 500 Rebound Club with 546 career rebounds. Jerry's true passion resides in helping student athletes reach their athletic and academic potential. He currently serves on the board of directors for his high school alma mater, St. Xavier, and is also a member of the school's Athletic Hall of Fame. He was president of the Grenadier Club from 1986 to 2001. That is some commitment to his alma mater, helping to raise more than $200,000 for athletic scholarships for student athletes. He served as the inaugural chairperson of the IU Southeast Athletic Champions Dinner and has served on the committee since its inception in 2013. He was instrumental in the concept and creation of the event. Jerry also serves on the board as a board member of the Athletic Department's Champions Club. He has donated countless hours of his time to help student athletes offset their educational expenses. Jerry also serves on the Southern Indiana Advisory Council for Big Brothers Big Sisters, is a member of the executive leadership team for the 2018 March of Dimes, and is a former coach for the YMCA Youth Sports Leagues. Jerry has worked for 32 years in the insurance industry and has been the owner and president of Creditors Insurance Services, LLC, based in New Albany, Indiana, since 2000. He also owns JBR Consulting and is a partner with BEK Consulting and is an independent consultant with Assured Partners. I am privileged to recommend Jerry Roby for the Indiana University Southeast Distinguished Alumni Award.
Mr. Roby, on behalf of Indiana University Southeast and the Alumni Association, I am pleased to present you with our annual Distinguished Alumni Award. Congratulations. As Chancellor of IU Southeast, I would like to offer my heartfelt congratulations to each of you, the members of Indiana University Southeast's Class of 2018. How does that sound? Sounds pretty good. Today is your day. You have accomplished what you set out to do. You have earned your Indiana University degree. Today, we celebrate you. Today marks the 50th commencement for IU Southeast. In 1969, the Jeffersonville Extension Center of Indiana University became IU Southeast and awarded its first degrees in nursing, education, and this one will not get as many, and mechanical drafting design technology. Yo! There were 42 graduates that year. Since that first commencement, nearly 35,000 graduates have walked across the stage. My, how we've grown. Will any IU and/or IU Southeast alumni in attendance here today please rise again to be acknowledged? Thank you. Since this is our 50th commencement in our campus's history, I'd like to publicly acknowledge and thank Indiana University President Michael McRobbie for his strong support of this campus and the Southern Indiana region. In no small part is the growth we've experienced due to the efforts of President McRobbie and the trustees of Indiana University. Because of IU's presence in the region, we've contributed to research and workforce development, providing thousands of highly skilled professionals in a myriad of occupations, helping the Kentuckiana region grow and thrive. I love that word, Kentuckiana. It's so much better than Indiana-ucky, isn't it? I also wish to acknowledge and congratulate Mr. Bob Lanham on his conferment of a Doctor of Humane Letters. Mr. Lanham has long been a friend to the university and this region. We are very proud of you, Mr. Lanham. Also among us this evening is our fourth student Fulbright scholar, Van Knopf. Van, if you're there, would you stand up, please? I swear to you, he's here somewhere. He's just shy. He's from Fisherville, Kentucky. He graduates tonight with his second bachelor degree in German to accompany his bachelor's degree in history conferred last year, and will work as a teacher of English in a school in Germany. He began taking classes at IU Southeast in 2007 while still in high school as a homeschool student. He then served our country in military service with the Army National Guard and obtained an associate's degree from Jefferson Community and Technical College before re-enrolling at IU Southeast in 2014. He will be leaving for Germany this September and will return next June. Congratulations, sir, on your high achievement. You make us proud. While we are gathered here for a common celebration, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that many of you wouldn't be here without the support of your parents, spouses, children, siblings, and other family members who have been there encouraging, advocating, nagging for these past few years. I encourage you to thank your family tonight for all they have done to help you reach this important milestone. For you see, you are now part of an elite group. Less than 8% of the world's population has achieved what you have, a college degree. I also encourage you graduates to be mindful of the professors who inspired you to think innovatively and creatively. Please join me again in showing your gratitude to these faculty. Seated before you are students who we know as academic scholars, athletes, researchers, artists, those involved community leaders, and so much more. I am struck by the diverse paths each of you have taken to arrive at today's graduation. Some of you have worked on your degree while balancing families and full-time jobs. Others lived in our lodges and became leaders on campus through student organizations. Some are the first in their family to graduate from college. Yes. Others are second and third generation IU Southeast graduates and members of our Alumni Legacy Society for making this university part of their family. One graduate, Ryan Keith, started with IU Southeast in 1990. Knowing he would need to take a different pathway to graduation, Ryan took 1 or 2 courses per semester. Taking only 1 semester off in 28 years, he had perfect attendance for all 56 semesters, and he graduates today with his bachelor in history and a minor in political science. He is the ultimate example of persistence and the importance of completion. This graduating class of 2018 is comprised of 943 students, with more than 1/3 becoming the first in their families to attain an undergraduate degree. Congratulations. Yeah, you deserve that. I want to take a moment to appreciate that statistic. 35% of you are trailblazers in your family, the first to set an example and an expectation of obtaining a college degree for generations to come. Can we give them another round of applause? "66% of this year's graduates are Indiana state residents. 33% of our graduates this evening have taken advantage of the reciprocity agreement with Kentucky. IU Southeast graduates this evening represent 33 Indiana counties, 11 U.S. states, and 15 countries of origin. Our oldest graduate, and we checked to see whether we could say this person's age, our oldest graduate, Johnny Carl Lisenby, is 66. Johnny Carl, stand up there, man. Our youngest, he persisted on and off, by the way, for over 40 years to achieve his degree. Pretty wonderful, but he did it. You're right, he did it. Our youngest, Zachary Lane Huber and Kendra Nicole Baumgartner, are both 20 years old. There are also 2 sets of twins in the class of 2018. More than 52% of today's graduates are younger than 25, while more than 24% are aged 30 or over. The most popular degree to be granted this evening is the Bachelor of Arts. And the most popular major is the Bachelor of Science in Business. We also award our first ever Bachelor of Science in Journalism and Media to 4 graduates of our newest degree program. Congratulations. Tonight we award 3 associate's degrees, 854 bachelor's degrees, and 104 master's degrees for a total of 961 degrees. 31 students in this distinguished group, listen to this, 31 students in this distinguished group are walking across the stage with perfect 4.0 grade point averages. As Chancellor of IU Southeast, let me conclude by saying how proud I am of each of you. On behalf of our remarkable faculty and staff, we congratulate you on your accomplishments. It is the dream of every educator and every parent for the next generation to be better and better off. You, the members of the class of 2018, are on the cusp of actualizing IU Southeast's vision to shape the future of our community. You are this region's next leaders, next innovators, next creative minds. You are our dreamers. You are our doers. You are our future. In turn, I hope that you are honored and proud to receive your IU degree. I hope you have enjoyed your time at this exceptional institution of higher learning, and I hope you share your experiences with others who could benefit from it. I now invite you to join more than 27,000 IU Southeast alumni around the world in becoming official ambassadors for future groups of graduating classes. Stay involved with IU Southeast. Participate in our alumni events. Use the lessons you have learned here to help this university best serve our students and our community. President McRobbie, trustees, and distinguished guests, I am honored to present the IU Southeast class of 2018 to you today. I offer wholehearted congratulations to each of them on their significant achievements. Congratulations. At this time, I would like to welcome Ms. Love back to the podium.
Anxious, uncertain, discouraged, hesitant, awkward, frightened, lost. I think it's fair to say that these are all emotions we have felt during a point in our academic journeys. I can tell you these were the emotions I felt when starting my classes freshman year. I had no idea how college scheduling worked, and I had heard horror stories about the anatomy course I had to take. Back then, before I learned that the occasional C was okay, I was absurdly grade-oriented. I was so obsessive that I literally talked to my anatomy professor after every class period just to get additional explanations on the topics of the day and discuss my fears of not being accepted into the nursing program. I remember one day in class, my professor abruptly stopped lecture and began drawing something on the whiteboard. I guess we looked pretty pitiful sitting there because then he began to tell us a story. He started off by telling us about the vast number of clinical hours that he had to complete to attain his doctorate degree. During this time in his life, he was feeling troubled, exhausted, and dispirited, emotions that many of us have felt throughout our journeys. The heavy weight was pushing him to give up, and he wasn't sure if he could become the doctor he dreamed of being. As his self-doubt was consuming his mind, he boarded a public transportation bus. And just as he decided that he would discontinue his path of furthering his education, he noticed a picture and phrase carved into the bus seat in front of him. The picture was a mountain and a stick figure, and above the drawing was an engraved Latin phrase that read, "Descendite ne illegitimi." At this time in my anatomy class, I felt like he was speaking directly to me. He then translated the phrase, and please pardon just a bit of strong language, "Don't let the bastards bring you down." When he saw the Latin writing on the bus seat, he had instantly researched its translation. And just like that, he became a doctor. I've kept this story with me through the past 5 years, and it has motivated me in more ways than I can express. Fellow classmates, I have one main message for you today. Learn how to fail. I strongly believe that IU Southeast has challenged our abilities and stretched us to our limits. We have faced mountains of our own, even some that have caused us failures. Yet here we sit, ready for the world. We sit here today with different minds than we had before beginning our journeys at IU Southeast. Our failures may not define us, but our perceptions do. Looking at every situation with a positive attitude will provide you with the best outcome and greatest growth. Not to mention, positivity is contagious. So class of 2018, I encourage us to spread empowering mindsets and to continue to learn from our mistakes and failures as we fall into our worldly roles. And don't forget this, if you never learn how to fail, then you will fail to learn. One of my absolute favorite authors, so known for the famous Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling once said, "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not lived at all, in which case you failed by default." These words empower us to live with ambition and bravery, and to make decisions that will lead us to lives of fulfillment. We may not have known how college scheduling worked, but we sure did figure it out. And we may not know how this adulting thing works, but we'll get there too. And once we've made a few more mistakes and have somewhat mastered the real world, then we can empower the self-doubters with our stories. And for all of those people who tell you that you can't, just look at them and say, "Descendite ne illegitimi." Still anxious, courageous, confident, determined, knowledgeable, maybe still a little awkward, inspired, free, found. This is the class of 2018.
Thank you, Haley, for your inspiring message. This is the 50th anniversary of commencement, and Haley Love has managed to say, "Don't let the bastards get you down" twice. And so that goes into a record book. Thank you, Haley. Thank you very, very much. It means, I guess, that I said it once too. Now I will welcome, it's my great pleasure to welcome back President McRobbie to deliver the charge to the class of 2018.
Trustee Eskew, Chancellor Wallace, Mr. Lanham, honoured guests, colleagues, and members of the IU Southeast class of 2018. At an IU commencement ceremony more than 100 years ago, Indiana University's 10th president, William Lowe Bryan, told the graduates, "The university must never surrender its mission to know the whole truth about the universe of which we are a part. A century later, Indiana University's commitment to the search for truth remains steadfast. The pursuit of truth is at the very heart of the academic disciplines that you have been studying at IU and has been a vital cornerstone of the kind of education that you have received here. At the heart of this pursuit is the knowledge that there will always be new truths to be discovered in all fields, that the natural and social sciences will continually evolve in the direction of ever greater comprehension, and that advancement and improvement in all aspects of human life and human understanding is forever possible. No matter what degrees you have earned, at the core of your education you have received is the continuing, ever-critical search for truth. Our society has a vital need for those trained in truth and those who have a reverence for truth. Our society needs policymakers, scientists, public servants, teachers, healthcare workers, business executives, the kinds of leaders that you will become who have an understanding of the elemental importance of truth. Truth and veracity are also the very foundations of our society. For thousands of years, truth has been a topic of the deepest inquiry by the greatest minds from every human culture and every human civilization. The search for truth, the search for what is true knowledge, is the underlying theme of all of Plato's works. In Plato's Republic, Socrates argues that it is impossible to find anything more akin to wisdom than truth. The Chinese philosopher Kongzhu, better known as Confucius, wrote in his Analects that the object of the superior person is truth. The 12th century Islamic philosopher Averroes wrote that an army of philosophers would not be sufficient to change the nature of error and to make it truth. And the great Italian Renaissance polymath Leonardo da Vinci wrote that, beyond a doubt, truth bears the same relation to falsehood as light does to darkness. Truth is also an elemental component of our moral and ethical systems. Truth, in fact, is a moral virtue. We are taught from the earliest age to tell the truth, and doing so is regarded as a fundamental part of our relations with other people, not just for its pragmatic utility, but as a good in itself. But it is claimed we live today, as we hear on an almost daily basis, in a post-truth era. It is the indictment of our age. Indeed, we have witnessed in recent years a disturbing and increasingly widespread casual attitude towards the truth. We have seen rampant attacks on established knowledge and open hostility to verifiable facts. We have seen a fundamental rejection in some quarters of dispassionate rationality, and we have seen political upheaval around the globe driven by wild claims and spurious statistics. But as a great educational and research institution for nearly 200 years, Indiana University has stood and will always stand for truth. Truth unembellished by artifice or equivocation. And while events are open to interpretation, and while we should revere as a virtue the ability to change one's mind in the face of new factual evidence, there is no excuse for blurring the dividing lines between fact, opinion, and interpretation. In this era that is too often characterized by blatant falsehoods and misrepresentation, it is vital to remember on this important day in your lives that facts do exist and are beyond argument, dispute, or opinion, and the truth does matter. The post-truth era, unfortunately, also brings with it a distrust of expertise. As General Michael Hayden, a former director of the CIA and the National Security Agency, wrote just a few days ago, to adopt post-truth thinking is to depart from Enlightenment ideas dominant in the West since the 17th century that value experience and expertise, the centrality of fact, humility in the face of complexity, the need for study, and a respect for ideas. This devaluing of expertise and experience has all too often led to a distrust of scientists and a rejection of basic science. Citizens and policymakers in the United States and elsewhere have cast doubt on established scientific understanding, sidelined scientific evidence, or skewed scientific advice on the basis of political or economic concerns. but the very Enlightenment ideals that General Hayden described are at the very heart of science, and science, evidence, and the centrality of fact and reason form the foundations of a strong democracy. Ultimately, they keep our communities and families safe and healthy. But in this post-truth era, they are increasingly under attack. Economists have estimated that a third to a half of economic growth in the United States since the Second World War has resulted from basic scientific research. The cars and airplanes that brought your family members to this ceremony, the smartphones in your pockets, the energy that powers this arena, the clothes we wear, the food you and your families will eat as we celebrate this day together, all of these were developed and improved through scientific research. You, the members of the IU Southeast class of 2018, have, through your dedication in the classroom, through your volunteer service in the community, and in countless other ways, affirmed Indiana University's legacy as a university committed to science and reason, to academic excellence, and to the continual search for truth. You are superbly prepared, and you have been superbly prepared by the faculty of IU Southeast to continue Indiana University's tradition of the dedicated and unremitting search for truth, the great tradition of the Enlightenment. Over a half-century ago, President John F. Kennedy delivered the commencement address at Yale University. The great enemy of truth, he told those graduates, is very often not the lie, deliberate, contrived, and dishonest, but the myth, persistent, persuasive, and unrealistic. Too often, President Kennedy continued, we hold fast to the cliches of our forebears. We subject all facts to a prefabricated sense of interpretations. We enjoy the comfort of opinion without the discomfort of thought. As you leave this ceremony tonight, graduates, I call on you to never forget President Kennedy's words. Resist the temptation to enjoy the comfort of opinion without the discomfort of thought. Remember the work at the heart of your alma mater, the search for truth and the dissemination of knowledge to generations of students, students like you, whose characters are molded by the very virtues of this great institution. Venerate the truth, search for it, defend it when it is challenged, value the experience and expertise of others, remain humble in the face of complexity. Then, to borrow again from Indiana University's 10th president, William L. O'Brien, the university will have full right to wear its motto, Lux et Veritas, light and truth. Congratulations and best wishes to the IU Southeast class of 2018. I now invite Chancellor Wallace to return to the podium.
We now come to the central moment of this commencement ceremony, the conferral of degrees. The names of the candidates are listed in your program booklets. I invite your attention to the fact that some candidates have been awarded honors in general scholarship. They are wearing distinguishing cords. The significance of these cords is explained in the honors section of your program booklets. In addition, some students have earned departmental or school honors or are members of academic honors societies. Indiana University holds all of its graduates in high esteem and takes an added measure of pride in those who have excelled academically. I now ask those candidates for degrees who are graduating with distinction, high distinction, and highest distinction to please stand and remain standing. I also ask those candidates who have attained departmental or school honors or who belong to academic honors societies to please stand. Congratulations to you all. Please be seated. Our graduating students who are veterans or currently in the armed forces are wearing red, white, and blue cords. I ask them to please stand and accept our deepest thanks and congratulations. Please be seated. The candidates will now be presented for degrees. President McRobbie will confer degrees after all the candidates have been introduced. At that time, all of you will be asked to stand once again for the conferral. I begin by asking Dr. Ulrich Dufresne, Executive Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs here at IU Southeast, to present candidates for degrees.
Will the candidates for associate degrees in the School of Arts and Letters, Natural Sciences, and Social Sciences please stand? Will the candidates for bachelor's degrees in the School of Arts and Letters, Natural Sciences, and Social Sciences please stand? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Interdisciplinary Studies please stand? These candidates, meeting all requirements for the degrees indicated, are recommended by the faculty for the conferral of these degrees. Congratulations. Please be seated. Will the candidates for associate degrees in the School of Business please stand? Will the candidates for bachelor's degrees in the School of Business please stand? Will the candidates for the degrees Master of Business Administration and Master of Science in Strategic Finance please stand? These candidates, meeting all the requirements for the degrees indicated, are recommended by the faculty for the conferral of these degrees. Congratulations. Please be seated. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Education please stand? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science in Education please stand? These candidates, meeting all requirements for the degrees indicated, are recommended by the faculty for the conferral of these degrees. Congratulations. Please be seated. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing please stand? These candidates, meeting all requirements for the degree indicated, are recommended by the faculty for the conferral of this degree. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Now, would all those who have earned a degree please stand once again? Candidates, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of Indiana University, I am proud and privileged to confer on each and every one of you the degrees recommended by the faculty with all attendant rights and responsibilities. The reputation of Indiana University depends on your continued commitment to the values, knowledge, and skills that you have learned here. I now invite those of you who are earning your first college degree to show that you are now truly graduates of Indiana University by moving the tassels on your caps to the left side. Congratulations to each and every one of you. And please be seated.
I now invite our graduates to come forward to the platform. As a courtesy to and out of respect for your fellow graduates, you and your family are requested to remain in your seats until the conclusion of the ceremony. Diane Reed, Senior Lecturer in Communication Studies, will announce the names of the graduates. I will be presenting your diploma covers.
So do you want to just set the basket down? I'll be fine. We're good. Are you gonna? Okay. Master of Interdisciplinary Studies, Patrick S. Clark. Erin Elizabeth Bishop. Lisa A. Carter Stark. Angelica Gustolisi Saunders. Teresa Michelle Churchman. Bachelor of General Studies, Stevie Perry. Clara H. Perez. This is not right. Erica Leanne Wilson. Alex Kramer. Michelle Seitz, high distinction. James T. Horn. Pavey. Tyler David Pavey with high distinction. Michael Drew Soffer, highest distinction. Bobby Conley. Kaylee Lachey Thomas, high distinction. Mintree Joshua Druin, high distinction. Ethan Dean Miller. Brittany Sue Bindner. Alexander Hunter Clemens. Madeline Whitworth. Brendan E. Ponder. Wesley Ryan Tutt with distinction. Natalie Kate Brown with distinction. Ryan Michael Underwood. James Bradley Farrell. Caitlin Christine Fott. Hannah Marie Baldoff. Levi Raphael Gronwald. Sean Michael Matthews. Brandon Shane Burns. Madeline Carter Morris with distinction. Ashley Taylor Schneiders. Jennifer Marie Collier with distinction. Sequoia Jean Thomas. Kaylee Erin Bennett. Yavisha Michelle Klingman. Bailey Shea Crawley with highest distinction. Johnny Ray Litzinger. Quintera Marguerite Quinn. Jacob Ledbetter. Oops. Kara Denise Meeks. Grace Linnea Hargreaves. Sarah Davis. Kara Ruth Davis. Christopher Lee Braun. Laura Ashley Vance. Garrett Michael French. Haley Nicole Layton. Morgan Rochelle Guthrie. Elizabeth Ann Hohenstein. Deborah Ann Webb. Matthew Vern Moore. Kara Lynn Wasson. Ryan Hettinger. Samuel Thomas Beckert with distinction. Eva Marie Snaden. Tracy Bond. Sydney Trey Tooley. Brandon Jeffrey Bannett. Is it Libby? Liddy Henry. Okay. Shelby Brianna McGohan. Catherine E. Combs with high distinction. Savannah Marie Gorez. Sarah Renee Nasser. Rachel Lynette Bailey with distinction. Emily Thompson. Addison Sean Millay. Emily Brooke Versteinen. Noelle Elizabeth Smith Wilcox. Casey Eileen Stone. Stephanie Noelle Hansen. Rachel Elizabeth Olson. Melissa Marie Weishart. Ellen Nicole Kiefner. Jessica Starr Sweeney. Cody James Tevis. Courtney Joy Kramer. Ambrose Marie Schneider. Alexandria K. Montgomery. Alicia Ann Casper. Haley Corrine Williams. Bianca Georgina Nava. Holly Antoinette Glass. Abigail Rochelle Peacock with high distinction. Bethany Lane Barton with distinction. Casey Joe Rodewig. Rainisha Lorraine Doak. Okay. Candace Leilani Hatfield. Chelsea Renee Frith. Autumn Renee Sellers. Alexis Ann Nally. Dalton Alexander Wagoner. Timothy Alexander Schottmer with distinction. Kyle Trevor Rote. Daniel James Smith. Emily Elizabeth Ashbacker. Emily Renee Kunkel. Austin Travis Burke. James Tyler Ray. Emma Nicole McCullough. Micah Nicole Simmons. Jennifer Janae Reed. Brooke Lily Rosdick. Hello. Batbaleg Batogto. Tanya Truong. Lena Lay Doan. Samuel Evan Gleasing. Chantil Nicole Mudd with high distinction. Matthew Haskell with distinction. Noah Kelso with distinction. Killian Christopher Hart. Sophia Marie Bierman. Sean David Turley. Lurson. David J. Lurson. Brenna Rochelle Bain with highest distinction. Lauren Faye Myrick with high distinction. Caitlin Marie Bard Bowman. Alnisha Kiona Franklin. Matthew Lee Paul with high distinction. Jennifer Lynn Shook. Brittany Johnson. Jennifer Marie Morris. It's all Bachelor of Arts. Bachelor of Arts, Bailey Nicole Frederick. Francisco Rendon Reyes. Stephen Douglas Meyer. Jesse Glenn West. Nicholas James Mersch. Lindsay Freiberger. Elise Price Spalding with high distinction. Aaron Day. Camry Anna Goodson with distinction. Kayla Victoria Schaefer. Nicholas Alexander Holcamp. Brandon Ray Laswell. Trevor Rayshawn Jackson. John Robert Merton with distinction. Bailey Lynn Brown. Olivia K. Warland with high distinction. Catherine Allison Silver. Kristen Klotz. Ulysses Antonio Nieto with distinction. Tiffany Jane Yeager. Sean Franklin Williams with distinction. Is it? Adrian Piper. Kayla Marie Wilson. Jordan Alexandria Sidebottom. Julie Ann Beckert. Michaela Rusi. Andrea Stouffer. Louis Griffin with distinction. Nicholas Clark Hobson. Reese Michael Miller with highest distinction. Raven Ainsley Thomas with high distinction. Belinda Joyce Petrie with distinction. John Robert Clem with high distinction. Victoria Morgan Sully. Carissa Light with high distinction. Kylene Renee Martin. Donnie Ray Sandlin. Jacob Bruce Jones. William Benjamin Pister. William Nicholas Flynn. J. Allen Tyler. Cody Scott Morphus. Larome Dickerson. Greg Lewis Mattingly. Ryan Tate. Take a break. Okay, there's the next one. Adam Taylor. Joshua Tyler Meringer. Okay. Scott Allen Johnson with distinction. Ryan James Bodecker. Angela Marie Kendall with distinction. Abby Lane Carter. Ernisha Marie O'Connor. Jeremy Peyton Johnson. Alyaskar Farhad Amiri. Mohammed Khanna. Nicholas Todd Tinsley with highest distinction. Mary Elizabeth Farron. Kelsey Elizabeth Straub. Erin Michelle Fleming. Addison Yvonne Marie Schneider. Deborah Michelle West. Victoria Marie Williams.
School of Social Sciences.
School of Social Sciences. Catherine Elizabeth Williams. Sarah Thompson. Tiffany Jane Underhill. Jillian Brianne Corson. Leah Trail Jones. Allison Moreland. Chaley Rain Edwards. Shelby Lynn Wall Smith. Jessica Dawn Justice. Lindsay Ray House. Ashton Young. Emily Fleming. Monica I. Roman. Luis Saldivar. David Arthur Williams. Roger James Howard. Jonathan David Pierce. Noah Scott Spencer. Jeffrey Hunter Hepler. Dakota James Broniker with distinction. Samantha Renee DeVore. Brenna Ray Huerta. Lauren Renee Lejong. Holly Leanne Farris. Yiting Chung. Dawson Michael Beard. Brandy Beth Lloyd. Natasha Leanne Brooks. Jessica Renee Hayden. Stephanie Jo Anderson with distinction. Robin Melissa Harrington with high distinction. Allison Marie Sliter. Melissa Faye Spanier. Grant Durham. Erica Danielle Erickson with distinction. Keely Lane Vance with highest distinction. Emily G. Sturgeon. Latoya Maya Lynn Bailey with distinction. Jennifer C. Daniel. Brandy Rochelle Eaton. Anthony Meadows Pacheco with distinction. Leslie Van Arsdale Abbott. Majok Atem Deng. Clenneth Luminario. Courtney Diane Morgan. Macy Catherine Allgaier. Jewel Nicole Connor. Jace Barry Alexander Bevan. Chalet Capri Lightsey. Danielle R. Hempel with highest distinction. Haley Marie Jackie. Leah Anita Cairns with high distinction. Miranda Carol Geary. Erica Marie Santoro with distinction. John Raymond Cecil. Kyle Robert Shuttleworth. Robert Jackson Drew. Glenn Giles Jr. Matthew Reed Thomas. Angel Marie Morales. Michael J. Melkor with highest distinction. Morgan Emily Murphy. Alexander Hoyt Stanhope with distinction. Austin Durbin. Shelby R. Hall. Robert Brent Baltzel. Rebecca Ann Smitty. Jacob William Elliott Mock. Logan Wade Humphrey. Madison Riley Reed with distinction. Brennan Schuyler Pollard. Erica Lynn Voiles. Anna Marie Smith with distinction. Lauren Leanne Burke. Mallory Ann Tompkins. Cody S. Harris. Donta Demetric Hickson. Dakota Michael Harris with distinction. Rita Arsh Chaudhry. Nicholas Eric Thomas. Nicholas William Cooper. Marcus Ryan Dudas, with high distinction. Olivia Cooper. Chelsea Megan Blair. Abigail Marie Dester, with highest distinction. Justice Marie Berda, with high distinction. Catherine Irene Dorgay. Amanda Dawn Scarberry, with highest distinction. Johanna Leilani Roca. Alyssa Ford, with high distinction. Leah Holzclaw, with high distinction. Danielle Elizabeth Marr. Melanie Dawn Zollman. Brittany Nicole Shepard. Rachel Caitlin Hamilton. Paige Marie Jackson. Tatum Elizabeth Tedman. Courtney Renee Morgan. Kelsey Ray Willinger. Elena Marie Hazelwood. Tabitha Ann Lehman. Candace Jordan Hollis. Shelby A. Lee. Isaac Abram Morehouse. Ryan Christopher Atkinson. Kelsey Marie Hall. Emily Diane Grubbs, with highest distinction. Matt Purley. Michaela Lee Kokert. Kelly Ann Howard. Lindsay Susan Begley. Kylene Ray Baker. Janisha Graves. Zachary Ryan Blasco. Tuesday Nicole Babica. Babica, I'm corrected. Alexander James Hoppick. Michael Thomas Paleo, with high distinction. Rebecca Marie Nesbitt. Okay. Kay Gunn Ezel. Brianna Nicole Lampton. Tiffany Jo Downing, with highest distinction. Tessa Dawn O'Laughlin, with high distinction. Brittany McKell Winstead. Emily Joy Emmons. Blair Nicole Goldschmidt. Wendy Ann Hopper. Ashley Nicole Brown. Kayla Raylyn Prince. Okay, okay. Now the Masters in Business Administration. Degi Batsekan. Nithya Gansakaran. Christine Francis Thompson. Dylan Wayne Everhart. Victoria Ruth Kingsley. Marshall Randolph Weiss. Okay. Vishal Parikh. Adam Joseph Davis. Abigail Boyd Stearman. Nicholas Christian Bing. Blake Thomas Council. Jonathan Andrew Treadway. Brentley Combrink. Richard Alexander Prinsloo. Norman Christopher Beatty. Mark Golightly Sanders. Stephen or Steve? Stephen Cole Bruscher. Whitney Ann Beckley. Elena Dunn Riddell. Roderick Leon Sherman. Matt Harmeyer. Bachelors of Science in Business, Justin Bradley Broshears. Austin Graham. Andoka Kunjihala. Brian Seth Beers with distinction. Sarah Ritchie Jenkins. Kendra Nicole Baumgarten. Alexander Michael Graff. Nathan A. Caswell. Patrick Paris. Rebecca Elizabeth Bussey. Daniela Carrion. Dakota Lane Cockerham. Laurent Hilda Cuellar Alcover. Jackson Allen Tinkle. Jonathan Mark Hennis. Zachary Wayne Hartledge. Nolan Michael Pellman. Brandon Scott Johnson with distinction. Okay, hold on. Andrew William Powell. Dalton Andrew Fessel. Joseph Anthony Clark, Jr. Summer Messer. Morgan Elizabeth Kirschgessner. Kaylin Lee Isaacs. William Nicholas Bailey with high distinction. Ethan Joel Wells. Matthew J. Markwell. Kalia Shirai Evans. Jacob Timmons. Charles Evan Greenert. Ethan Barrett Wood. Hillary Rosemary Hoffman. Rebecca Grace Pinedo. Yeah. Sydney Nicole Pelkey. Michelle Dawn Karsner with distinction. Jessica Maria Skaggs Wren. Ben N. Ho. Nevin Truong Pham. Noah Adams Roach. Jonathan David Frederick. Jonathan Paul Jones. Kendra Ainsley Holmes. Benjamin J. Cunningham. Patrick Cody Lewis. Maria Lee Abbott with highest distinction. Thomas Lawrence Tolbert. Cameron William Hardesty. Brooklyn Michelle Schindler. Audrey Ray Wynn. Abigail Grace Engel. Jonathan David Grimes with high distinction. Luke Patrick Lotus with distinction. Justin Dwayne Varick. Lloyd Maurice Myers. Michael Alexander Legowski. William Daniel Andes. Jordan Andre Pope Studstill. Dana Michelle Frank with high distinction. Kaylin Ann Cole. Cody Lane Young. Okay. Alex K. Likens. Taryn Alexis Moore. Caitlin Ann Hale. Taylor Gabrielle McNear. Kimberlyn Lynn McCarter with high distinction. Jamie Michelle Shaw. Thomas Michael Harmon. Alexis Marie Barnett. Olivia Catherine Kenworthy. Tara Elizabeth Miller. Jared Zachary Taylor. Samuel Cole Burton. Christopher Dylan Willis. Seth Joseph Ferris. Evan Jacob Longacre. Chad Zoll with high distinction. Cody Schmidt. Alan Truong. Is it Perot or Parrott? Okay. Jordan Parrott. Gregory Charles Antoine. Kyle Joseph Goodman. Kelly Michelle Dale. Tara Joe Morgan. Christine Diana McCaffrey. Shanna Michelle Willinger. Rebecca Deaver with high distinction. Lily Chenault Dobbs with distinction. Kayla Renee Bloomer. Hannah Olivia North. Sarah Ann Jones. Rebecca Lynn Puckett with distinction. Shelby Lynn Weber. Sierra New. Caleb Thomas Mercer. Leo Javorek. Cody Wayne Barry. Dennis Charles Fetz. Andrew William Eskridge. Marissa Rochelle Schaefer. Katie Jean Boone. Olivia Ann Lowry. Ashley Lynn Combs. Megan Elizabeth Stotts. Megan Michelle Jacobs. Emma Lee Davis. Victorian Caitlin Zerlott. Shelby Lynn Farver. Bailey Renee Russell. Erica Elizabeth Stumler. Christian Michael Roberts. Logan Nicholas Price. Jamie Danielle Hoke. Anthony N. Mosby. Kelly S. Crane. Anna Christine Harper. Ashley Michelle Foley. Rahul D. Shaw with highest distinction. Autumn Marie Meyer. Julianne Michelle Kramer with highest distinction. Ethan Joshua Nevitt. Robert Michael Clements. Samantha Marie Mattingly. Austin Michael Brown with distinction. Grant Anthony Neville. Jonathan William Reeves. Masters of Science in Education, Megan Elizabeth Leeser. Susan Brandenburg Daly. Monica Rhodes. James Burns. Haley Lynn Little. Brianna Marie Jordan. Janelle Nicole Smith. Shireen McConnell Roberts Ibrahimi. Danielle C. Barrientos. Alicia Nicole Riley. Danielle Jeanette Neal. Beverly Lee Brackney. Deanne Dawn Cannon. Rebecca Lee Nattinger. Lindsay Hartledge. Jacqueline Barbara McLaughlin.
Ackerman.
Pamela Lynn Aikman. Katyam Ati. Madeline Ann Griffith. Chelsea Lane Parman. Ashley Brianna Appleton. Christina M. Duff. Whew. Kimberly Ann Hensley. DeAndrea Lucille Williams. Bachelors of Science in Education, Joshua Dale Beams with high distinction. Whitney Christine Stevens with distinction. Elizabeth Ashley Reinbold with distinction. Rachel Breitwieser with high distinction. Anna Elaine Granote. Erin Nicole Rentschler. Amanda Jo Baumgartel with high distinction. Brady C. French with distinction. Gregory Dakota Carver. Ellen A. Davis. Jordan Leanne Stengel. Candace Lauren Fell. Mary Rachel Royalty. Caitlin Danielle Watkins. Katrina Messmer with high distinction. Leanna Jo Wood. Haley Anne Marie Logston with highest distinction. Jacob Allen Arbogast. Riley Savannah Kaiser with distinction. Haley Elizabeth Schroeder. Brianna Marie Jaggers. Haley Marie Duff with high distinction. Samantha Lynn Stevens with high distinction. That's what I thought. Brandy Went with distinction. Jessica Nicole Morgan. Ariel Marie Middleton with highest distinction. Angela Marie Tevis with distinction. Kimberly Michelle Evans with distinction. Leah Denise Belleville. Brooklyn Renee Visker. Natalie May Lecomte. Samantha Lee Phipps. Barbara B. Schwartz. Brian N. Robinson with distinction. Eric Joseph Miller. Kenda Renee Ely with highest distinction. Jared Austin Willis.
We'll stop here for just a second. You are.
Ethan Andrew Galloway. Cameron Scott Clark with high distinction. Caleb Wayne Bell. Jared Lucas Allen Neerman. Ethan Robert Schaefer. Dakota Charles Hendrick. Bo Stephen Wimsett with distinction. Marguerite Jean Tiemann. James Vernon Roberts. Cameron Kreider Smith with distinction. Kristen Nicole Bishop with distinction. Lindsay Taylor McClure with high distinction. Christina Rose Foster. Craig Thomas Wingham with high distinction. Shannon Marie Cox. Natasha Justine Lewis with high distinction. Jayla Ray Hahn with distinction. Ashley Megan Reardon with high distinction. Beth Ann Payne with highest distinction. Jessica Danielle Krim. Carson Casey with highest distinction. Caitlin Mackenzie Embry. Natalie Rose Hardy. Jonathan Ashley Jeffries with high distinction. Jennifer Lynn Jeffries with high distinction. Raymond Porter. Stephen Andrew Hobb. Hannah Rose Noble with distinction. Leland Edward Ames with high distinction. Tamara Lynn Barker. Paige Itasca Baker with distinction. Miranda Marie Churchman with high distinction. Alyssa Michelle Elam. Brittany Ann Lee. Lorraine Nicole Engelman with high distinction. Caitlin Beth Engelman. Adrian June Sams with distinction. Story Nicole Beard. Kayla Marie Uhl with distinction. Olivia Ray Jacoby with distinction. Bronte K. Stover with high distinction. Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Michaela Beasley. Mandy Kaiser McLean. Elizabeth Ann Anderson with distinction. Chandra Tian Schroeder. Haley Delmarie Davis. Amanda Nicole Gibson. Angela Opal Allen. Kaylin A. Cox. Janae Lynn Cotter with high distinction. Jessica Lynn Johnson. Alicia Dawn Deitch. Vivian Brooklyn Temple. Christian Endress Maddox. Shelby Ann Bruce with distinction. Tara Diane Riley. Courtney Lynn Rapay with distinction. Abigail Taylor Franklin with highest distinction. Rachel Denise Kavgazoff with distinction. Sharon Rose Jecker with distinction. Mallory N. Stinnett. Elizabeth Blevins. Jacob Samuel Outcalt. Kyle Joseph Webb. Andrea Marie Temple. Emily Alexandra Beard. Andrea Renee Beatty. Celeste Marie Beatty. Patricia Marie Torres with distinction. Lauren Nicole Striegel. Romina Ivanina Skripyak. I messed it up. I'm so sorry. Okay. Haley Celeste Love, with distinction. Emily Kate Hawthorne. Jessica Nicole Becker. Suzanne Renee Kurtz, with high distinction. Desiree Monique Williams. Shelby Taylor West. Adam James Snyder. Eric Lewis Berger. Rebecca M. Hoffer. Casey Aline Toby. With distinction. Corey Michelle Scarborough. With distinction. Lauren Michelle Taylor, with distinction. Taylor Sorg. Christy Fleener. Carolyn Lee Myers. Stacy Lynn Cheney, with distinction. Tracy Lorraine Joe, with highest distinction. Carl Michael Olson. And finally, Heather Lacole Bruck, with distinction.
Okay, buddy, you did it. I'll see you at school.
I thought you might at least let me say congratulations first. So congratulations once again to the class of 2018. And we now sadly come to the close of this memorable occasion, the 50th commencement ceremony for IU Southeast. And we are grateful to the Commencement Committee for planning and organising this event. Our thanks also go to Jareth Gaddis and all of our talented musicians for providing the outstanding music for this commencement ceremony. Musicians, would you please stand for our acknowledgement too, please? Now, to acknowledge our newest graduates, I ask Mr. Gaddis to lead us all in singing our alma mater song, Hail to Old IU. For the very small number of you who don't know the words to the alma mater, they are on the inside front covers of your program booklets. And after the song, Please be seated and remain seated until the platform party and faculty have left the commencement area. Now please all stand for the alma mater.
Come and join in song together, shout with might and main. Our beloved alma mater, sound her praise again. Gloriana frangipana, ere to her be true. She's the pride of Indiana. Hail to Liu.
trumpet tune. Let's do that one. The whole thing? Yeah. No, just the D and then maybe repeat it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. D repeat. Let's just do it twice. Go for it. closer walk? Alright, closer walk, ready? Is it after the mound? Yeah. Maybe? No, I think it's, oh. No, it's after, it's an earlier one. It's after the Pretorius, I think. There it is. The one with the tuba on it.
I haven't found it yet.
Tuba stamp.
Plop.
It should be. Sorry.
It's in your lapel.
All right.
Sorry.
So, yeah, no, one, two, one, two, two, one. Let's play a short one.
That's a bunny.
No.
Evil.
Evil.
Let's do that shitty Star Wars.
Yeah.
Let's do the pass the peep in the
Yeah.
in the Pretorius.
Pass the pipe?
Yeah. Pass the pipe. Ready?
Well, that's 2 pages, right? Yeah, it should be.
Alright.
Go big. Alright, let's do it.